What is happening? Healthcare digital marketing. My goodness, we have something so special for you tonight. Y'all, this man doesn't even need introduction. You know that at this point. Like, if you do not know who this is, where have you been living? Which rock have you been living under? But I do want to, for just a minute, like give a little pass to some people who may not be as into Greg's content, but like know his name. Okay. Because I was there at one point too, like 2.5 years ago, before I knew Greg. Actually, I guess it's been 3 years ago. It was almost 3 years ago exactly. I got to look at the exact date, Greg. I can go back to YouTube and trace the day that I found you. Almost exactly 3 years ago to the day. And I remember the very first time I heard a video, I was like, okay, I like this guy's energy. I like the energy. I don't quite know what he's about yet. But when I met Greg, something just clicked. You know those moments where you get this like pure clarity on things, and it's just like, ooh, I need to go here. I felt that with Greg from the very second I met him. And so I want to introduce to you one of the most impactful people in my life, my mentor, now a dear friend, and someone that I look up to so much for what he has built, not just in his business, but for his family, and how he allows his business to serve his family, which is why I'm so excited to bring him on. Y'all, let's give a big old healthcare digital marketing welcome to Greg Todd. Everyone, I'm just going to hand the mic over. As Greg and I started talking, I was like, Greg, what do you want to hit on? And he's like, I have something that we need to hit on. Greg, I'm just going to turn it over to you, and we're just going to roll. We're just going to roll.
Okay.
And I do want to, for just a brief second, I got to pull up the comments because I know that they're going to be coming fast and furious. By the way, if you're on here live, comment live so that we can see you. If you're on the replay, comment replay so that we know that you got to see this. And I just want to give a shout out to people who are coming in live right now. Greg, we already got a huge audience coming in. We're only like 2 minutes into this thing.
Wow, awesome.
People love you, awesome. And you know that. Awesome. We got 14 of us on here. Wow. Dwayne is on live. We got Rob on live. Rob Vining, the man. Anyone else who's on here?
That's our telehealth guru.
Ooh.
Ain't Dwayne Scotty? Ain't he the runner guy? Like I see him running all the time. Yeah, listen, man. I'm watching all you people, man. Listen, whether you're my student or not, we have a common theme together, and that is we are healthcare professionals, and I just want to see you win. I want to win. I want y'all to win. I want everybody to win. I want to say something first. There's so many things I want to say, and so let me just tell you. I got on this about 4 or 5 minutes ago, okay? And Alex is like, "Hey, where do you want to go with this?" Right? And I said, "Alex, I'm gonna act like this is a coaching call with you, right? There are certain things before I coach any student. Certain things come to my heart, you know, and literally on my drive from my house over here, I said, oh my gosh, this is what I want to talk to them about, okay? It actually caused me to go from my garage in the car back upstairs to go get something, okay? Now, there's one thing I want to say first. You said, hey, you know, like everybody knows this guy. No, everybody doesn't. And I want to say this thing first. Okay, so listen, y'all, I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to Alex as well, okay? I'm mentoring my son right now, okay? All right? He's my son. So, okay. So, Alex, I want to tell you this. My younger brother was here last weekend, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, Greg, and he has my Netflix account, right? My younger brother is so damn cheap. Older brother has to buy everything, and he's like, and I can tell what he's watching on Netflix because I go in and I can see, oh, he's watching this show, he's watching that show. He uses my account. So, anyways, he said, Greg, you have to watch the Kevin Hart documentary. Okay, it's called "Don't F This Up," and he said Kevin Hart reminds me so much of you. I was like, why? Because he's short. Is that another short joke you're gonna give me? He's like, no. He's like, the dude has such amazing work ethic, and when he wants something, he goes for it. And he's like, it's just like you. It's like when you want something, you just go for it, and that's it. I was like, oh, cool. So I was like, you know what? Let me watch the documentary. So I did. So as you know, this week I'm supposed to be on vacation, right? Okay, all right. And so it hasn't really been a vacation, right? But with that said, I have been watching the documentary, and there is something that I found fascinating. And this is it. Kevin Hart's publicist, when all of the drama was going around him and the Oscars and the things that he said years ago, all the homophobe comments, et cetera, they said, Kevin, half the world doesn't even know who you are yet. Even though Kevin Hart is probably, I would say, top 20 most famous people in the world, she said this. She says, half the world doesn't know who you are yet. So if you say a comment like that, you can't just brush it off. Half the world doesn't have an opinion on you. They don't even know who you are. So y'all, that's one of the most famous people in the world, and half the world doesn't know who he is. So I bring that up because I will never, ever, ever take for granted that, oh yeah, everyone in this group knows me. Maybe not. Like there might be someone right now that this is the first time they're hearing of me, or the current narrative that they think of me. Maybe they saw one video where I was a little bit, like over the top or whatever, right? And they're like, oh, he's over the top, he's this, he's that, or whatever. Like there might be a narrative that's not allowing people to work with me right now. And everybody needs to understand that. Like you all need to understand that there are so many people that need you, but they just might not know you. If half the world doesn't know Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart is packing out arenas, like this dude's packing out arenas. He packed out the Philadelphia Eagles stadium with his last tour. It's like 70,000 people, y'all. And they're concerned that only half the world knows him. If they're concerned, we should be concerned as well. So I know that you all are probably seeing ads for me, like all through Facebook and all through YouTube right now. Yeah, because I have a mission and I have a message and the world doesn't know me. okay? And I need to get it out as much as possible. And that's really important for every single one of you to understand. Please don't take the narrative that, oh, my market's saturated. There's too many, like all the people in my community don't believe in what it is that I do. And there's already a person that's 2 miles away from me. Or I've heard this one, there's 6 clinics within a mile radius. Like, guys, give me a freaking break, okay? All right? We live in a world where there are so many people that need what it is that you currently offer, but the reality is they just don't know who the heck you are and what you actually do that can serve them in a way that they'd be willing to actually exchange money with you in return for the value that you're going to give to them, that they actually want. Is that fair?
Oh, yeah. I want to pause here and just encourage y'all who are listening right now, whether you're listening live or on the replay, pull out some paper, pull out something that you can take notes on this. And it's something that I've really been focusing on lately is opening up the conduit to inspiration. And if you're going to spend time to listen to someone who is absolutely walking the path that I know I want to walk, and I know a lot of us want to walk, like, take the time right now to record the impressions that you have. Okay. I really want to encourage you to do that. It will make this time so much more meaningful. And then going back and looking at, cool, what was it that I received as I was listening to Greg? What do I need to go act on? I really want to encourage you. That's why I got my notebook, guys. I'm ready. Greg, as I said that, I was thinking about when I first knew about you 3 years ago. It was really early on in your mission, but your energy has not changed. And that's actually something that I really, really admire, because your passion about it has been the same since the very beginning, when you were serving one person or 50 people or 100, and now you're serving thousands and thousands. You've been very, very consistent in that. And I want to know, again, this is a very personal question, a very selfish question. Mm-hmm. How are you keeping that going as the demands on you continue to increase? Like, your energy level's freakish. We all know that. But you, by your own admission, say like, no, I'm not like a freak of nature. Dude, how are you staying at this level for so long?
There's a couple things. y'all want to write notes on this one.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm going to say, but I'm just going to say whatever it is that is like comes to my mind. I think for me, number one is pain. Pain creates passion. Sometimes pleasure creates passion too, but I feel like pain creates more passion. And when I say pain, I'm talking about the pain of what life used to be like for me. what life was like before figuring all this stuff out, the pain of the toll it put on my marriage,
Yeah.
the toll that it put on my inability to father the way that I wanted to father, the toll that it put on me from the inability of how I was not able to take care of myself properly. There was so much pain that came because of the things that people right now don't know how to do. In my life, there was so much pain. Now, Alex, you know me personally. You and Will are basically like my sons. You are one of the few people that are able to just walk up into my house and Mrs. Todd would not have even a problem knowing, oh, it's Alex and Will. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Right? Okay. So you know the love that I have for that woman.
Yeah. And
you know the love that she has for me. Right? Okay. I think you, well, there was a time that my career and the way my career was set up and orchestrated, it nearly split us apart. It's painful. I mean, even just talking about it right now, it makes me choke up. There were times where I had to miss Adriana's events at school. It's not like, I mean, she wasn't in, I mean, she did like a little dance stuff here, a few things. I'm just talking basic events at school that I could basically not go to because I was set up of taking care of clients in a way that I wasn't able to pull myself away from it. If I pulled myself away, there was such a fear that there wouldn't be clients there again. There is so much, and missing those things, like not seeing my first 3 kids walk for the first time. There's so much pain behind that has what has fueled my passion. So if I get a nasty comment or if I get this, like, I don't care because I know, listen, man, I know if I can just help someone that was currently going through the pain that I was going through in 2004, if I can help one person, it is so worth it. That's where my passion comes from. This is very serious to me.
Yeah.
Because I lived it. I lived a life that was dictated by my career. My personal life was totally wrapped around my career. Me and my family, we were slaves to my career as a physical therapist. And it wasn't until I got a business and then started to learn what you really need to do to actually make your business prosper, the person you're going to need to become, that now my career and my businesses have now served my personal life for the last 8 years. But I'm telling you right now, Alex, from December 2000, when I became a physical therapist, to, I would say late 2012, like 2013, 2012 is when all the seizures happened. My career made me a slave to it. So there's a lot of pain that goes along with that. And that's where the passion comes from.
So this is totally not marketing related. I promise we'll get back to it at some point, maybe. How do you, no. So this is something I've really been dealing with. How do you manufacture the pain so that you don't have to go through a valley in order to be willing to climb the mountain? Like I'm sitting here from a position where like, I'm actually really comfortable in life right now.
Yeah.
And I see like what could happen if I let that comfort lull me into inaction. Mm-hmm. And I've actually been one to avoid pain a lot. When I look at today, I was sitting down, I was journaling, I was looking at all the actions that I took. And I have historically been pretty decent at avoiding pain by like seeing it coming.
Right.
And so like there's a reason that I haven't treated as a PT, right? Mm-hmm. There's a reason that like I saw that pain coming. I saw the burnout coming. I saw what was happening to friends, to CIs in general, among other PTs. And I saw, oh crap, I have to avoid that. Now I'm at a point where I'm pretty comfortable. Now I can see what's coming if I stay in this level of comfort. I can see that, but for someone who is like me, who doesn't feel like I've had this massively painful thing, how do I manufacture that pain, or at least imagine what that would be like to keep pushing myself?
Okay, so remember I said there's two things that can create passion,
Mm-hmm.
pain or pleasure.
Okay.
I have used pain to keep my passion going on how fierce I want to push this mission forward. I've helped lots of people, but for me, I feel like I haven't even started yet. There are so many people that still need my help. Okay, but let's now talk about the other P that helps push your passion forward, and that's pleasure. So someone like you that hasn't been in a situation to where your career was draining you to the point where your marriage is nearly ruined and all that other stuff. Well, you personally can't lean on the pain that I went through. But what you can lean on is pleasure. And this is how it looks. And this is actually a lot of what I do today that keeps me going as well. This is having a vision and having goals, personal vision.
Yeah.
So when I talk about personal vision, for me, my personal vision is to basically have what you saw at Funnel Hacking Live for SSPT Live.
Yeah.
You saw me. You were there. You saw me taking the pictures. You saw me like this. I took as many pictures. The only person that took more pictures than me was the camera crew. I took it like seriously. The Funnel Hacking Live camera crew is the only group of people that took more pictures than me. I took pictures. Why? Because I wanted every single angle put onto my vision board, onto my screensavers. Because I know that one day I'm going to have an auditorium like that of healthcare professionals with the same energy, even more. The only difference is there's going to be a brotherhood and a sisterhood and a family feel that has never been created at any event, because I know what we've been able to do in SSPT. I'm just going to have it at that mass scale. That's my personal vision. That gives me a euphoria that I can't even describe to you. Do you know how amazing it feels to me when I see you and Will on stage at SSPT Live and people as excited or more excited to see you than me? There's a euphoria that comes with that. Now, can you imagine if we have a room as big as Funnel Hacking Live, what that's going to look like? You realize like we're going to have bodyguards. We're going to like this. It's going to be so like, and I could see my students, like people that I remember our first encounter, Alex, of being this kid with his spike ball backpack on his back and meeting me for the first time at CSM in San Antonio, to see that, to see what you've already done. Like, do you realize the euphoria that gives me? Well, that is my personal vision. It's also my personal vision to like my daughter. This is not confirmed, but my daughter is considering speaking at SSPT Live this year. Do you know what type of
Adriana, let's go.
You know what type of euphoria that gives me? Okay, now imagine that times 10 of what we've already experienced. That's pleasure. That's my personal vision. So the reason why I talk about that is because now my personal vision has to line up with my career vision.
Right.
And if that is the case, that gives you passion as well. That makes me so locked in. If I know that all the work that I'm doing today is eventually going to result in having an event like that where I am second fiddle and all of my students are the rock stars. All the ones that push themselves are the rock stars of the event. I think I've told you this. I have a vision of me dressing up, having a hat on, being an Uber driver, picking people up, and people not even knowing it's me. And that's all I do at the event. That's my vision. Now that gets me going. I don't know what gets you going. I just know that gets me going. And that gives me passion as well. That's what I would say to someone like you. Think for yourself that you have Sarah, you have your two beautiful girls. Come on, man. Think of the life that you can create for them. The ability to use your career, Alex, as one of the greatest parenting tools for your kids to see how daddy serves people and to train them in the way that they should go by the way that you serve people, that not just family members, I'm talking people that that you barely even know. Here, can I tell you a quick story? Can I tell you a quick story? My mother-in-law is one of 12. 12, one passed away when not even a year old. But she's one of 12, and she has lots of sisters. And her sisters came. They're actually two of her sisters came from Jamaica to here and actually spent Tuesday at our house. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Wednesday they spent at the house. Wednesday, New Year's Day. Mm-hmm. And one of her sisters, by the way, they live in Jamaica, said, in their Jamaican voice, Gregory, we watch everything you're doing and we are so proud of you. Okay, now she went on and they were just so proud of everything that, that I've done and how I take care of their niece so well. And just, and they said that I remind them of Papa. So Papa is their father, who was very loved by all the family. My wife, that's my wife's hero. Right. And it's and they said, I'm the new version of Papa. Right. Okay. So that felt great. But here's what was even better. My aunt said this. She said, you remind me of a story that I heard about an old pilot. I said, okay, continue. She goes, so there was a pilot who was a pilot that trained other pilots. He trained people to be pilots. And he was in his 80s. This recently just happened. This is a legit story. Recently just happened. And he trained thousands of pilots, people to be pilots. And he was on an airplane going, I don't know, I can't remember exactly where it was. She didn't tell me that part. But the entire plane, he didn't know this, but the entire plane was filled with his students. The entire plane. The two people that were piloting the plane were his students. And this is an old man who, in the middle of the flight, everyone stood up and said that you are the reason why we are here. And she said, it reminded me of you, of what you're doing. So I've taken that little story that she's given me and I've etched that into my mind, that one day that might be me in doing this for these people. See, those are pleasurable moments, like visions that haven't come true, but they're so real to me that it works into my current passion. It keeps me going. On a Friday night, you are the first of 4 interviews. I mean, I'll go all night. I'm freaking fired up. This is an amazing opportunity that is presented to all of us. Y'all, can I say this real quick? Alex, do you mind if I just go off for a little bit? Okay, so this is something that I find so fascinating. And by the way, I do think part of what has happened to me is luck. Here's the luck. The luck is that I'm 42 years old. This is where I truly believe I really got lucky. I got lucky because I'm 42 years old. And so what do I mean by that? I mean that I am old enough to remember when we didn't have all the things that are so freaking powerful that many of us take for granted today. Here's the first thing. First thing is this. I remember about 15 years ago, y'all. 15 years ago. But Alex, how old were you 15 years ago?
I was 17.
You were 17 years old. Okay. So I remember 15 years ago where the only way you're going to get aerial views is if you have either rent or own a helicopter, and you have to have someone out of the helicopter like this with this $25,000 to $50,000 piece of equipment. And that's how you could take a view of the traffic.
Oh yeah.
That's how you can take those aerial views that you see in the movies. That's the only way it was going to happen. It was not available to Greg Todd. It was not available to Alex Engar. It was not available to David Bailiff, to Will Boyd. It wasn't available to any of you. Fast forward to today. This little thing fits into my hand. Look at this thing. Look at this whole thing. This thing does what $100,000 did 15 years ago. I'm able to create movies today. Like yo, even when I started my clinics in 2005, if I wanted to get known, the only way that I could get known is through radio. It was through commercials. There was no other way. Like, this is how you're going to get known. Or it was through, I have to know someone that might know someone that might know someone. But at the end of the day, like, that's the only way you're going to get it. Today, I have this thing. It's phenomenal. This little thing, this little thing, it's called an iPhone. This little smartphone thingy where I literally, my brother says, hey, do another ad. Hey, can you just do another ad, for me? And just like, talk about this. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll just shoot at my iPhone. I don't even put a microphone in. I'm just like, yeah, hey, listen, y'all, sign up for the 2120 Healthcare Challenge. He's like, just hit some comment objections. Okay, you have access to the material for 9 days after the 21 days, Can't wait to see you in. And that has now been seen by 20,000 people? Are you freaking serious, people? This is the world we live in today. Listen, y'all, 15 years ago, no, that's not true. 20 years ago, if you wanted to send out an email to more than 5 people, it wasn't even possible. You had to put in alexjangar@gmail.com, comma, space, will.boyd4@gmail.com, comma, space. You put in another one, gmail.com, David Bailiff, Dean Volk @gmail.com. Okay, cool. All right, Christopher Johnson @gmail.com. All right, you put in all that, and that's it. 5, and that's it. Today, I can press a button. I could set it up like a regular email, like I'm sending out an email to one person, but instead I can press a button that says, boop, send it 10,000. Well, I have one more thing. Today.
Okay.
Just one thing. Today. In 2000, I did have a dream and vision that I wanted to have, like, I wouldn't say 2000. I did have a pipe dream that one day maybe I could have my own business. I was going to go back and get my MBA, that I could have my own business, and that I would be a professor one day. Can you imagine that on Monday morning at 6 a.m., that I already have 200 and I think 40 people that are going to be in a classroom with me? And not only me, but they're going to be taught by my students as well. That's the world we live in. And I really do believe that I'm so lucky that I remember when we didn't have those things. So I don't take these things for granted. I literally look at my phone sometimes and I'm like, wow, holy moly. I can't believe what we can do with this thing. It's just phenomenal.
It's ridiculous.
It's just so freaking ridiculous. And so the thing is that I know we're in healthcare digital marketing, right? And I think, like, I don't really feel like there's any need for me to give you guys any tactical stuff. Like, I think everyone, hey, can everybody just do me a favor? Can you all just put, if you have a phone, can you just put in the comment section, phone?
Do you have
please, just do this. Just please do this. Okay, maybe you don't have the little drum, but do you have a phone? Because here's the deal. The deal is that I believe that you all have phones. You all obviously have social media because we're doing this as a live stream on Facebook. So the question is, you have the things, but why aren't you using it? Why aren't you using it? Why? Now, I have a few thoughts. I'm sure Alex has a few thoughts as well.
Wait. Let's explore that for a minute, because we're at the point now. I could not have had this conversation with you a year and a half ago before I had done as much coaching as we do now.
Right.
I want to talk about this for just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't people take action? Like, almost, by the way, at some point I have a pipe dream of getting all of the online course creators that y'all know really well, that we all know, and sitting down and talking about like, how do we make it so that we can help people finish courses, finish online programs, finish, like, do crap. I want to know from your perspective as a coach, why don't people do things they say they want to do?
There's many different
I have my own
reasons.
thoughts. I have my own thoughts.
I mean, there's many different reasons. I think number one is people have been told their entire life what to do. And when you leave traditional schooling, you are no longer told what to do. There's not a grade that comes with online coaching or online courses. There's no grade. There's no, oh my gosh, you passed the course. And because we have always been told what to do, and there were repercussions from not doing that thing, I really do believe that that's the biggest reason why people don't finish, is because they don't think there's any repercussions for not doing the thing. But there are.
You just don't feel them right away.
You just don't feel right now. Wait. Currently, right now, every single person that's on here, from Todd to Jeremy to Cynthia to Aaron to Chris, every single person on here right now, you are currently getting compensated. You are currently getting compensated based on the knowledge that you know and implement and the people that you have in your circle. That I can tell you right now, whatever you are getting compensated is a direct reflection of that. Now, if you are happy with what you're getting compensated, the way that your life is, how much work you're putting in versus how much family time you have, okay, fine, great, wonderful. Keep on doing what you're doing, okay? And innovate yourself, blah, 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 blah. But for those of you that are not, please understand that is that the world and your bank account is currently telling you, based on the information that you currently know, your ability to actually implement on the knowledge that you know, and the current people that are in your circle right now, what you are currently bringing in on a monthly basis is your grade.
Thank you. Thank you. So Will and I talk about this a lot in our program in Launch Code, of like, there is not a grade with this stuff. And you can't sit down expecting somebody else to tell you, yes, this work is good. You know how that happens? The marketplace tells you that this is good by exchanging their dollars with you, period.
Right.
Like that is the grade.
Right. Here.
And so,
I mean, do you mind? Like, I'll show y'all something. This is my current grade based on the marketplace. This is just Stripe on what goes into the Stripe account today. That's my current grade.
Wait. Did everyone see that grade?
That's my grade for today.
Was that a 1 day grade?
That's a 1 day grade. Now, I want to tell you all this, and I'm going to tell you all this because I think this is really important to understand.
Yeah.
When I became a physical therapist, my first job, I got a 1 year grade of $39,500. That's a 1 day grade. But the truth of the matter is that I was being compensated based on the knowledge, my ability to implement on that knowledge, which was the knowledge that I had from school, and the people that I had in my circle. That was the grade that I got. My grade was $19 an hour, work at 2 clinics, go from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. It takes you 30 minutes to get to the other clinic. You better have your peanut butter and jelly sandwich on the way, or else you ain't gonna eat. And that's what it was. The issue, and I hear this all the time, from, oh my gosh, I'm so far behind. Behind what? Behind on what? Who's grading you? I'm not giving you an A, a B, a C, or D. Y'all, this is from traditional schooling and the absolute mind F that they've put us in. The world will tell you how valuable you are. And I'm telling you, the only way you're going to become more valuable is if you increase your knowledge base and learn how to act on it And I understand this. I understand this, Alex. I understand that there's two types of integrity. There's integrity and then there's personal integrity. Okay. All right. Now, does everybody else, like, is everybody on here? Like, do y'all love me? Because if not, I don't know if I should say what I'm about to say. So
What a
can
question.
can y'all, if you love me, can you just put like a heart emoji so it'll give me permission to say what
Just
to say?
smash the heart button right now, y'all.
Y'all, like if there's love, please let me know. If not, I'm not gonna say it. Okay, I'm not gonna say it. Okay, all right. And by the way, y'all, I'm talking to myself as well. Okay, I'm talking to myself as well, Daryl. Like, you guys got to understand this. You got to understand that most of us don't have personal integrity.
Tell us what you mean by that.
Not, I would say, and if you want a percentage, I would say it's probably 95 to 98% of us don't have personal integrity. So personal integrity is when you say you're going to do something and you actually do it and you don't tell anybody. That's personal integrity, meaning that we just start a brand new year, right? Okay. And people want to get back in the gym. People want to eat right. And you said you wanted to do that December 30th, December 29th. And some of us have slipped because we don't have personal integrity. Personal integrity is when you say you're going to do something and you do it and you don't even tell people you're going to do it. Now, if you can get that, it's golden. You are the creme de la creme. I got to be honest with you. I sometimes have it. Most of the time I don't. But here's what most people do have. Most people do have integrity. They don't have personal integrity, but they have integrity. So integrity is if I said to Alex, Alex, I'm going to have an event this year. Alex, I'm going to do this event. I'm going to do this event called SSPT Live 2020. And Alex, you hold me to it. Because I have such a respect for Alex and I don't want to disappoint Alex, I will do it. I'm not really doing it for myself, but I'm doing it for Alex. And that's been the power behind what we've done with SSPT. For 9 weeks, I can get people not to have personal integrity, but I can get them to have integrity.
Yeah.
And they can lock into someone else and do it, not for themselves, but for the other person. And I understand the power behind that. There's massive power behind that. And yeah, like that's it. That's it. And then over time, you can start to reap the benefits and the rewards from actually having integrity and seeing what it actually does in your life. And then eventually you'll have personal integrity on the thing that you could have personal integrity on.
This is so interesting. I sit here and I think about the changes that I've seen in myself over the past 3, 4, 5 years, really. Mm-hmm. And it's so interesting to look at the things that you tell yourself that you're going to do and the things that you carry, like, did you actually carry out to fruition?
Right.
And I've been sitting here trying to, like, this whole conversation, if you guys can't tell, like, this is all Greg, like, just telling me what I need to hear. Okay. But the cool thing is we all need to hear the same thing. And what I've come to realize is that in this discussion of, as we're talking about, well, why don't people do things? Like, how do you manufacture the pain? I've realized for myself that there's 3 reasons I don't do something. And I think that this extends to the people that we coach as well. And as I'm sitting here on calls with people day in and day out, and I say, great, did you do the thing? No, I didn't. And here's why, excuse. Or yeah, I did the thing and here's what happened. I feel like there's 3 things. Number 1, it's belief. It's, do you even think that the thing is possible? Yes or no? And that's why you have to have somebody else who has achieved the thing, or you have to have had like such a clear vision of it, seen it and felt what that could be like, that you actually believe it. And I think that both of those things can propel you to have belief. I think the easiest way to do it, the fastest way to do it, is to get in a group of people who are achieving the thing that you want to achieve, right? Which is why I highly recommend finding someone who has what you want and learning from them, not just to learn the tactics, but to, like, have belief, right? Greg continues to give me belief that I can create the business that I want for myself, that I can create the family that I want for myself. Not just because I like Greg, but like I see who he is as a person. And so me getting closer to him is my way of saying, well, wait a minute, is Greg really superhuman? Like, am I superhuman or am I not? No, like as you get close to people, you realize that people are people just like you. And so if someone else has done it, you can do it too. A lot of times we trick ourselves into having these excuses that Greg Todd's superhuman. He does these live streams every single day. I just couldn't do that. Oh man, Greg Todd, like this, like, no. As you get closer to people, you realize this is how it's done. This is how it's happening. You got to have belief. So number one is belief. And this is what I found in myself. When I don't accomplish what I want, like, do I actually believe that? If you have belief, I feel like there's a second component to it, which is pain. We've talked about this a lot. You have to have pain of not accomplishing the thing be greater than the pain that it takes to accomplish it.
Yeah.
And so that's why I ask you, like, how do I manufacture that pain? And I've gone through a lot of work trying to figure that out. And for me, it's getting, again, that vision of what is it that's possible for me and feeling like, gosh, what if now that thing that I believe in, what if I don't achieve that? What would that feel like? And I've really been struggling with that lately, honestly, Greg. As Will and I have kept growing, I've kept knocking down these things that were kind of like on the vision board. And it's like, oh, okay, well, that's done. Well, that's done. And I'm actually very openly right now at a place where like, I don't have clear vision right now of what's next, because we just knocked down the last like clear vision point that I had, which was to take my wife down to 1 day a week working. And we hit that. And now it's like, I don't know. And so I've actually felt very personally like a very much like stall out moment since October.
Right.
Of I don't have pain right now pushing me. Maybe it's me figuring out like, what's the pleasure, like we've talked about. But number one is belief. Number two is pain. And number three, I think, is patience. Like this game is not one of speed. And Greg will be the first to tell you that I've always come into this saying like, Greg, I'm not going fast enough. Why isn't it happening fast enough? Why isn't it happening fast enough? And you've been such an example to me of, Alex, stop, slow down. What's the game you're playing? Are you in a sprint where you're going to burn out after 2 years? Or are you in this for something much bigger? And so as I look at people that we've coached, and I want you to sit down right now, you who are listening to this, think about what is it that you want for yourself. In 2019, did you accomplish what you wanted to in 2019? I would actually be really curious. For those of you who are on here right now, live or on the replay, I want you to think about what it was that you really wanted to accomplish a year ago, January 2019. Did you accomplish that? Yes or no? Just put it in the comments. You don't need to put what it was. I'm just really curious. Like the thing that you really wanted to accomplish in 2019, did it happen for you? Yes or no? And if not, I would challenge you to look at, is it a belief issue? Do you really think you can do it? Do you really feel that you can do it? If not, then we're looking at pain. Like, is the pain great enough, or are you in such comfort that you sit back inside? Guys, I say this because it's me. I say this because I'm living it. I'm in it. Or number three, did you just not have the patience to see it through? And I think that what you've said, Greg, of like gets down to personal integrity of acting out the vision that you tell yourself you want simply because you want it, and not having to rely on outward approval or outward praise when you accomplish the thing. That's really deep, man. That's really deep.
It's huge, man. It's huge. And, going back to you, look, we get to the point where things that we have, goals, dreams, aspirations, we start to just knock them off one by one by one by one. But it's time to go back to the drawing board and be able to dream bigger. I'm telling you right now, the people that can dream the biggest are the ones that get the biggest. That's it. Right. And the truth of the matter is that the reason why I've been able to do the things that I have done for you all, and it's been me versus not someone else, is because I dream bigger than everybody else. My dreams are so big, everybody else's dreams can fit into my dream.
That's so true.
Like, that's it. So when I'm dreaming, I'm not like, it's not dreaming about, okay, I want to get Sarah down to 1 day. Okay, great. You did that. Okay. That's awesome. Fantastic. Okay. But now how many other people out there have Sarahs in their life that are working 5 days a week? Like, again, it's like, and you can help hundreds, thousands of people get that. That was so amazing for you. The dream is too small. Like that's all it is. The dream is just way too small. I said that I wanted to help. You know what's so funny? So this year, I said that I wanted to help 2020 healthcare professionals. Like that's why I'm doing the 2120 healthcare challenge, because that's my dream. Now, that dream is bigger than probably any healthcare professional out there that's in my sector. But you want to know what's so funny?
Yeah.
Want to know what's so funny? I heard Grant Cardone say today that he wants to help 2 million. so you know, it's so funny. It's like here I am, and everybody's like, oh my God, GT's got such a huge. Well, Grant Cardone like says 2 million. I said 2,000. He said 2 million. Look, at the end of the day, everybody's got to do that. But my whole thing is that his dreams right now are bigger. Y'all, I'm clowning myself. Listen, I'm just keeping it real 100. Your dreams are too small. Now, you know what's so funny? I told this to when I brought the mastermind crew to the house, right?
Yeah.
And they said, like, why do you do like these particular things? The reason why I do, like, I bring people to my home, or I'm flying, bringing everybody to Jamaica, is because people can't even dream anymore. Like, I've got to expose people to actually things outside of just their regular sphere that they're in, to make them see there's other stuff out there. This is a huge world with vast resources, vast opportunities. Dream, man. Dream for yourself. Dream for other people. You know how freaking epic it is to be able to bring nearly 100 people and their families to a freaking all-inclusive resort? Man, that only happened because I dreamed it. My parents, my family, my brothers, like, bring everybody there because I dreamed it. And you have the ability to dream too. It's free, y'all. You don't got to pay nothing.
Greg, you leave me speechless. And I got what I needed out of tonight. And I hope that you listening did too. And I really want to encourage Greg, you dropped this a couple times that you're doing this challenge. For those who are like, dang, this is so good, and I really want more of this. Tell us about the 2120 challenge. I'm actually freaking stoked about it. I got video from day 4 today. I haven't had a chance to go through it. I'm so excited. Brittany sent it over to me. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So my dream was to help 2020 healthcare professionals. So let me just quickly just tell y'all, for those of you that are not in my circle, in the SSPT community, over the last 4 years, I have been able to help 582 people in a program called Smart Success PT. Now, the truth of the matter is that that program was originally made for someone like Alex Engar and for Will Boyd. It was made for people that were either getting into physical therapy or they were in physical therapy, and I wanted to teach them all the skills that I had beyond my clinical skills that have allowed me to basically have the life that I have today, whether it's having the 3 clinics, being a consultant, having an online business, etc. Okay. Here's what has happened, what has transpired in the last 18 months. In the last 18 months, 11 additional disciplines have used the same methods to bring to their respective industries: occupational therapy, CODAs, PTAs, chiropractors, mental health counselors, MDs, DOs, nurse practitioner, nurses, myofascial release therapists, and people not even in healthcare. The same methods, the community, all of that together has catapulted people. So my thing is, wow, that means that this system transcends the industries. So what I wanted to do is find a way to be able to help 2020 healthcare professionals. Now, typically to work with me, it starts entry level at 3,500 and goes up to 30,000. And I knew that that was going to be a very difficult way to get people into my world. So I wanted to help more people versus just bringing in people through SSPT. And I know that once people get started in my world, they won't want to leave it. So I've created a program that's a 21-day challenge And it basically teaches us everything that school left out on the 3 areas that have made me at the top 0.00001% of my industry. And that is covered in the 21 days. And my dream is to have the largest ever classroom, and not just classroom of PTs, but it's classroom of all disciplines together. It's already happened. We already have over 240 something people in it already. And I think we're going to have well over 400 people in this. And so we're starting that Monday, January 6th. And yeah, 2120healthcare.com is where you can sign up for it. And I don't want people to be overwhelmed. That's really it, you know? And at the end of the day, I think, you know, we talked about why don't people finish? I think one of the biggest things is this. I do remember this. You know, if you have massive belief, then look, you can do a program that's 90 days, 180 days, a year, et cetera. But when you don't have that massive belief, and I'm thinking of myself when I was struggling with my health problems in 2013, I remember starting with a program, and it was called the 21-day fix. And that's why I did the 2120 challenge, because I know that if I can get people just to go through 21 days of one video a day, combined with a live training by one of my students, I know they can do that, and their confidence is going to skyrocket. They're going to have the skills that they need that school has been screwing us with and not teaching us. And it's going to get them catapulted to move to the next step, whatever that next step may be. But that's my dream. And I would hope that you all would help me in allowing me to get you your dreams. How about that? Get my dream and I'll help you get your dream. Cool. There you go. 2120healthcare.com.
Awesome. 2120healthcare.com. For those of you who are on here and are like, wait, what was that? Just comment challenge below. For those of you who want a personal invite to it, I'll come back through this it starts on Monday, right?
It starts on Monday. Yep. There's 6 videos available right now that everybody's like, oh my God, this is so worth it. I'm like, the damn challenge hasn't even started yet. Like, it's just warm-up videos. This is just me kind of warming y'all up, and y'all haven't seen nothing yet. I was just playing around. Like, oh my God, this is the most amazing training ever. Okay.
It's the pregame
man.
show.
It's a pregame show, y'all. Calm down. It's a pregame show. You haven't seen what I got. I mean, you see on Monday. You're about to get blown away.
Greg, thank you so much. Thank you for coming in here. Everyone, if you want to be part of the challenge, just comment challenge below. I'll send you the link. And we don't get anything from this. Actually, Greg has like a very robust affiliate program. And I just said, look, I just want people to get in there because I know what Greg and that group has done for me. And if it's something where you see at the end of this, like, my goodness, I am dreaming way too small. I really want to encourage you to join this and to be with a group of people who are significantly leveling up their vision together. It's something that y'all have seen by the end of this, I need to do as well. And I'll be right in there with you. I get to share on day 4 as we get to talk about the financial side of things. I can't wait. I nerd out about that. And I'm going to be sharing my story of what SSPT has done for me financially and what my personal finances look like because of the things that Greg has taught us. But comment challenge below. We'll get you the link. Greg, thank you so much. Everyone, tell Greg thank you. Like, massive applause for an hour of pure delivered value. Thank you so much, man.
It's just amazing. You know, one of the things I'll tell you all is this as well, just before we kind of close it out. So why is it that I want so many people in? Because I understand the power of momentum. And I understand that when you have a wave of people doing one thing at one time, listen, y'all, I've done 3 live events. I've done only launches with my programs. And people are like, working with you is transformative. It's transformative because I understand the power of having lots of people do the same thing at the same time. It's called a human tsunami, and I'm really good at it. And by the way, this right now is the largest ever class it's going to be the largest ever class I've ever taught. So I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what the next 3 weeks are going to look like. It's just going to be nuts. It's going to be a massive tsunami, a human tsunami. There you go.
Guys, be here for the first one because I know a year from now this thing is going to be ridiculously huge, and you will want to have been there in the first one. I've seen lots of other programs that have exploded, and I know what this is going to do. I'm so excited for you, Greg. You rock, man. Thank you. Go to your next live stream.
Okay, man.
4 more hours, brother. You got this.
Yeah. I got it.
Bye,
All
brother.
right, man. Later. Okay.